The Farmer and the Rock. A story of patience, faith, and purpose. Have you ever felt blocked by something you could not move? A delay, a closed door, a problem that would not go away? Sometimes we think life is not helping us. Sometimes we think our prayers are not being answered. But what if the thing stopping you is not there to hurt you? What if it is there to protect you? This is a story about an old farmer, a giant rock, and a hidden danger he could not see. In a quiet rural town in America, an elderly farmer bought a small piece of farmland. It was not a rich farm. It was not a perfect farm. But the price was low, and he believed it was enough for him and his wife to live a simple life. He looked at the land with hope. To others, it was just a small field. To him, it was a new beginning. But there was one big problem. Right in the middle of the field stood a giant rock. It was heavy, wide, and stubborn. Because of that rock, the farmer could not plow the field properly. He could not plant crops evenly. He could not use the land the way he had dreamed. The field was his hope. But the rock stood in the center of that hope. Every evening, the old farmer and his wife would stand near their small farmhouse and look at the field. They dreamed of rows of vegetables, green plants, and a peaceful life built with their own hands. They did not want much. They only wanted enough. A quiet home. A little harvest. A simple life with dignity. So the farmer decided that somehow, he had to move the rock. The next morning, he went into the field with all the strength he had. He pushed the rock. He pulled it. He used a wooden bar. He dug around it. He tried again and again under the hot sun. His hands became sore. His back began to ache. Sweat ran down his face. But the rock did not move. Not even a little. The farmer did not give up quickly. The next day, he tried again. And the day after that, he tried again. Morning after morning, he walked to the field with hope. Evening after evening, he returned to the house tired and disappointed. The rock stayed exactly where it was. Day after day, the farmer grew weaker. And day after day, his heart grew heavier. The old farmer was a man of faith. Every day, he prayed for help. He asked God to give him strength. He asked for a way to move the rock. But nothing changed. The rock remained in the middle of the field. Sometimes, waiting is harder than working. And sometimes, silence feels heavier than the problem itself. One evening, the farmer sat near the window inside his small farmhouse. Outside, the field was quiet. The giant rock stood in the middle like a reminder of failure. The farmer looked at it with tired eyes. Then he said sadly to his wife, "I have worked so hard. I have prayed every day. But nothing is changing. Maybe even God does not want to help me." His voice was full of pain. His wife stood nearby and listened quietly. She knew how hard he had tried. She had seen his tired hands. She had seen his disappointment. She had watched hope slowly leave his face. She did not argue with him. She did not give a big speech. Sometimes, love simply sits beside pain in silence. That night, the farmhouse felt heavy and quiet. The next morning, the farmer woke up early. The sun had just begun to rise. A soft golden light touched the field. Suddenly, he saw movement near the edge of the woods. A large bear had wandered onto the farm. The farmer froze near the window. The bear slowly walked into the field and moved toward the giant rock. The old farmer did not understand what was happening. The bear reached the rock and began pushing against it. At first, nothing happened. Then the bear pushed harder. The old farmer watched with wide eyes from inside the farmhouse. The ground shifted. The rock trembled. And then, with one powerful shove, the giant rock rolled aside. The farmer could hardly believe what he was seeing. After all those days of trying, the rock had finally moved. But the farmer's surprise quickly turned into shock. From the dark space under the rock, a venomous rattlesnake slithered out. It had been hiding there all along. The farmer stepped back from the window, trembling. If he had moved that rock with his own hands, he might have reached into that hidden place. He might have been bitten. The thing he wanted so badly could have hurt him. In that moment, the farmer understood. He had thought the rock was only an obstacle. He had thought his effort had failed. He had thought his prayers had been ignored. But now he saw the truth. The delay had protected him from a danger he could not see. With tears in his eyes, he folded his hands and whispered, "Thank you, God." The farmer looked again at the field. The rock was no longer in the middle. The danger had been revealed. And his heart was no longer angry. He realized that not every delay is punishment. Not every blocked path is rejection. Not every unanswered prayer means we have been forgotten. Sometimes, what does not happen is the very thing that saves us. He had not been ignored. He had been protected. In life, we often want things to move quickly. We want the door to open. We want the problem to disappear. We want the answer right away. But sometimes, there is something underneath the situation that we cannot see yet. A delay may be hiding danger. A closed door may be protecting your future. A failure may be redirecting you towards something safer. We only see the rock. But life may see what is beneath it. So when something does not happen the way you planned, do not lose hope too quickly. Keep working. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Keep your heart open. One day, you may look back and understand why the rock did not move when you wanted it to. What felt like delay may have been protection. What felt like failure may have been mercy. And what felt like silence may have been love watching over you. Moral of the story: sometimes what does not happen for us is protecting us from what we cannot see. Trust the timing. A delay may be hidden protection.